All right, good afternoon, Shantha. How are you today?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So I've
Awesome.
got your resume here in front of me. First and foremost, welcome to sunny Florida. I know you
Thank
just
you.
relocated from the Atlanta area. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about yourself to get started.
Oh, wow. I have been in customer service doing administrative work for over 30 years. I decided to move to Florida because I had 10 to 15 years left, I guess, under my belt or more for retirement. And I wanted to do that in a climate that was conducive to what I like, which is sunshine. And
Perfect.
that's what brought me here to Florida. So I am looking forward to spending my retirement years here, my golden years, but 20, yeah, over 30 years worth of customer service, and I'm ready to get to working.
All right, fantastic. Let's talk about some of the industries that you've worked in during your
Yes.
career so far, and maybe which industries you hope to stay in.
Okay. I've worked in the travel industry. I've also worked in the medical field as well as food service. I've worked in food service before, as well as just recently the home building sector.
Fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about some of the administrative skills that you possess from working in an office setting, as far as maybe computer software experience or maybe assisting other departments in your office. Tell me what a day in the life for Shantha looks like.
A day in the life for me would be, of course, communicating via telephone, answering phone calls, being a gatekeeper, if you will, and answering calls, directing or forwarding, transferring calls, um, answering questions, making appointments, checking in, checking out patients, customers, being the liaison between the guests as well as the higher up CEOs in the company. Um, Also doing different spreadsheets, Excel, Word, um, troubleshooting. All of it, just the gamut, writing letters for, the company or the administration for the doctors,
Okay.
writing a letter for the doctor, for the patient, to pass on to wherever they need to do. So I was responsible for doing all of those things. He would just say, I trust you, just write it. you
I
know.
trust. I love that. That's a good thing to have from a boss. There's that full trust, and that you're going to take care of what needs to be done. You
Yes.
mentioned having exposure to the construction industry. Tell me in what capacity.
In the capacity, I was the front desk administrator for a company that has, I think, been in the business for about, I want to say 15 years or more, but it's called Century Communities. And I was actually working at the corporate office there in Atlanta on a temporary assignment. So that was prior to me moving here to Florida. So my responsibility was being the gatekeeper there for guests or executives that will come into the corporate office on a daily basis, weekly basis for meetings or the sort. I would handle the spreadsheets for, because it was a fast growing company, there were always changes constantly being made to different positions, whether it was to regional presidents, division managers, or what the case was. But I had constant contact and communication with the division managers and the regional presidents. I would
Okay.
open all of the mail because it was the corporate office. I was responsible for opening all of the mail that came to the corporate office and distribute it to the necessary departments or persons who would belong to, because a lot of things were time sensitive in getting those things done, because any
Okay.
delay in the process would delay the closing of a home, and that is not what we wanted. So,
Understood.
yeah.
Now, at this point in your career, what's the most important thing to you about the next company that you work for?
Culture. The culture of the company is very important to me because I want to make sure that with my personality and my character that I'm able to fit in and have a great experience when I come to work. you know. So
Absolutely.
culture is very, very important to me. Teamwork is very important to me as well.
Awesome. Fantastic. And if offered a position, you mentioned that you could start as early as August 8th, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording to chat with you a little bit about a couple of openings, if that sounds good.
Sure. Absolutely.